$100,000 in your video business isn't the dream, it's the bare minimum. I know this because I've scaled my own video agency to consistent 30 to 40K months. And in this video, I'm breaking down the exact ceilings that every video business hits on their way to 10K a month and what it takes to push through to that 40K a month sweet spot. Let's be real for a second. I didn't pick up a camera to hit a cash flow ceiling or hit a plateau, and neither did you. I picked up a camera to build a business that I'm proud of, to live the life that I want to live, to travel whenever I want, to have time to spend with my loved ones. And that's exactly what I've been able to do by pushing past these ceilings, and that's exactly what I want for you. So let's get going. Ceiling number one is getting to 10K a month. When I was starting out, 10K felt huge, but once I hit it, I realized it was just survival money. At this stage, you're probably charging $500 to $2,000 per project, working with small local businesses, maybe some weddings. You're hustling hard, but the money comes in waves. 1 month you hit 8K, the next you're scrambling paying rent because you've only pulled in $3,000. The ceiling at this level is capacity. You're doing everything yourself: shooting, editing, client communication, outreach, invoicing, bookkeeping, marketing. You are the bottleneck in your own business. But the real constraint is that you have no predictable lead flow. You finish a project, celebrate for a day, then panic because your pipeline is empty. You're posting on social media, hoping someone sees it. You send cold emails that get ignored. You're competing with every other videographer because you have no leverage. If you don't break through this ceiling, you will burn out. I've seen talented creators quit because they couldn't handle this feast and famine cycle, this income wave going up and down. You'll start resenting clients, cutting corners on your quality, or even worse, you'll give up on your dream entirely and go get a 9 to 5. To break through this ceiling, you're going to need 3 things. First, build a consistent lead flow. Stop hoping clients will find you and start reaching out to 10 new prospects every single day. Not spray and pray, but targeted outreach to businesses that actually need video. Second, you need to package your offers properly. Stop charging by the hour. I created 3 clear packages, and here are some examples of them. Same amount of work, but now I'm positioning the value and not time. Number 3 is that you need to learn how to close bigger deals. The difference between 10K months and 3K months isn't working 3-4 times harder. It's actually landing 2 to 3 high value clients instead of 10 tiny ones. I had to get comfortable with asking for 5K plus for a monthly package and backing it up with results. And you need to get comfortable with that too. The second ceiling, breaking past 10K and scaling to 20, 30K. Once you hit 10K a month consistently, something dangerous will happen. You'll get comfortable. You will think I've made it, but 10K is just the entry fee to actually building something that's sustainable. At this stage, you're probably landing 5 to 8K projects, maybe working with bigger businesses or small brands. The next ceiling you'll face at this point in time is systems. When I pushed past 10K, I started saying yes to everything. Wedding videos, corporate training videos, social media stuff for kebab stands and real estate tours. I became a bloody video Swiss Army knife. My profit margins dropped because every project required different skills, different equipment, different workflows. I was starting from scratch with every new client. Delivery started breaking down because I had no repeatable process. I was working 70 hours a week, but my hourly rate was actually going down. And this is where 90% of videographers get trapped. You're making decent money, but you're working like a maniac. Your relationships suffer, your health suffers, and your clients notice that you're overwhelmed, and someone who is overwhelmed is not professional. Your reputation takes a hit. You're stuck in this painful middle ground of being too successful to quit, but too chaotic to actually grow. Breaking through this requires brutal focus. First, kill your darlings. Kill the things that you like, but they're probably not making you that much money. I analyzed every project from the past year and found that 80% of my profit came from 20% of my work. I was making the most money from brand videos for corporate companies, supercar brands, and real estate. Everything else had to go. Second, build actual systems. I created templates for everything: onboarding, shot list, editing workflows. What used to take me 3 days of back and forth in emails, I was able to accomplish in 30 minutes with a system and a phone calls to the client. Number 3 is that you need to raise your rates and narrow your focus. Put those blinders on that the horses have in those races. Instead of being a 2K videographer who does everything, I became a $8,000 modern filmmaker who makes brands look incredible. Suddenly I wasn't competing with everyone. I was the obvious choice for my realm. And it's because I set myself into a different category. And so there is no real competition. 4th, hire your first team member. I had to hire an editor and a bookkeeper. My capacity doubled without doubling my time. Ceiling number 3, hitting the 40K a month sweet spot. Then I broke through to 40K months. And honestly, this is the sweet spot. You're landing 10 to 15K projects regularly. You might have 3 to 4 clients per month instead of 15 to 20. You're working with brands that actually value what you do and pay premium prices for it. But here's where it gets interesting about 40K. The ceiling isn't really about money anymore. It's about choice. Do you want to scale to 100K months with massive overheads, huge teams, and lots of complexity? Or do you want to stay at 40K months where you have complete control? People think bigger is always better, but I've seen filmmakers scale to $100,000 a month and they're more stressed, less profitable, and have less freedom than the ones at 40K. They're managing 10 employees, dealing with drama, chasing bigger and better clients just to cover overheads. I've seen them become completely detached from themselves, meaning the relationships they built their business on crumble. At 40K, you've got enough money to live freely. Explore whatever you want. You don't have the stress of a massive team or losing sleep over payroll. You have control. If you want to work 6 months and then take another 6 months off, you can. You can turn down clients that you don't like. You can raise your prices because you're not desperate anymore. I can work anywhere, take on the projects that I'm passionate about, and still bank 400K plus a year. And that's where most creators never end up. Getting to 40K, however, requires premium positioning. You're no longer a videographer. That's not you anymore. You are now a brand storyteller, a creative director, a strategic partner, a modern filmmaker. Your clients aren't buying videos, they're buying transformations for their business. At this level, to be honest, referrals do most of your marketing. Your work and your business speaks for itself. You're booked 2 to 3 months in advance because people wait for you and not the other way around. If you're in that painful 20 to 30K range, grinding yourself to death, I've been there too. I built systems that breaks through these exact ceilings. So if you're a videographer and you want to scale without the guesswork, without the trial and error, DM me 40K on Instagram as I work one-to-one with videographers like yourself who want to build their business. If you found this video genuinely helpful, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, as I'm going to be posting a lot more source on YouTube.